Today we are going to do CBSE sample question paper, some questions from term 1, science class 10. But before starting today's session, it would be great if you like this video, share this video and subscribe to our channel AcadShala. This gives us a lot of motivation to keep creating these kind of videos for you all. According to me, what I have observed is the most important thing from your NCERT book are all activities which are there and you should do them thoroughly, meaning that your NCERT book should be your priority for your upcoming exams, which is really very, very important. I've also observed, children, that from your last year's question paper, your subjective questions are converted into objective questions this time. And the next thing which I have observed is that you need to do the diagrams very, very carefully. And you should know about structure, function, everything regarding diagrams in science, which is really very, very important. And the last, you should also do NCERT exemplar questions, the whole of it, which is really important and plays a vital role in your exams too. So overall, the judgment is your NCERT book, it should be scanned by you, very important. And then the NCERT exemplar, it is more than enough, children. But NCERT book is the priority, which I have told you earlier also. Now let us get started with your CBSE sample paper. Children, they have said that the time is 90 minutes for your exam and the question paper contains 3 sections, section A, section B, section C. And section A contains 24 questions. Out of 24, you have to attempt any 20. Section B, again, it has 24 questions. You have to attempt any 20. Section C has 12 questions. You have to attempt any 10 questions. So it's a pretty good choice in between the questions. Please attempt them very, very carefully. All questions carry equal marks and there is no negative marking at all. So now let's get started with the first question. It says, Rima took 5 milliliter of lead nitrate solution in a beaker and added approximately 4 milliliter of potassium iodide solution to it. What would she observe? Now, children, reading the question, it is not so easy that you will read the 4 options and then you will tick mark. No, not at all. That means even for the objective questions, you need to solve the answer properly in your rough and side. Only the difference between the two is that till last year, you were supposed to do all the work in your answer script because it was subjective. And now what you have to do it is objective. So you need to again solve. The same system will be followed. Solving is a must. It will not discontinue, children. It will remain there. Solving of the question and then going for the correct option, which is really very, very important. So according to the question, they have said, Rima took 5 milliliter of lead nitrate solution, but we should know the chemical formula also of lead nitrate. So let us do in rough the crisscross method with the symbol and valency as we know it very well. Pb plus 2 NO3 minus 1 crisscross Pb NO3 whole twice. Yes, I have written in my rough column. Then they say 4 milliliter of potassium iodide. Okay, again I will do crisscross Ki plus 1 minus 1 crisscross Ki. Okay, I have got these 2 reactants. Now let me write my 2 reactants in my reaction. Okay, I have written over here. And I also know that lead is positive, nitrate is negative, potassium is positive, iodide is negative. I have written that also. Now I should also know about the products. So it's very easy to take out the products. How? That means this lead will go towards iodine and forming lead iodide, and this K will go towards nitrate forming potassium nitrate. Okay, I have written this formula, but how? By doing the crisscross method in my rough. PBI plus 2 minus 1 crisscross PBI2 I have written. KNO3 plus 1 minus 1 crisscross KNO3 I have written that also. Now I also know with my information that lead iodide is a precipitate which is formed in the reaction, and it is also yellow in color. Okay, I know this also. Now, according to my information, precipitation reactions are those also known as double displacement reaction. So that means it has two names. So that means this reaction is precipitation reaction. Why? Because we are seeing the precipitate as well as it is a double displacement reaction too. So my correct option, according to this, whatever I've solved, according to the demand of the question, goes with my B option. So B is the correct option according to this question. Yellow precipitate was formed. Let's go to the next question. Identify gas A in the following experiment. Now they have given you the experiment. That means again, see children, diagram is there. I told you diagrams are very important. You will never miss any of the diagram from your science book. So now they have asked, they have shown you the diagram and they are asking identify gas A in the following experiment. Okay. Now we also know they are showing over here that the gas is burning with a pop sound. Everybody knows burning with a pop sound means which gas? Hydrogen. So first let us write the reaction. That means in this test tube we are seeing the zinc granules and dilute sulfuric acid. Let us write down the reaction. Zn plus H2SO4 gives you zinc sulfate plus hydrogen gas. Now, according to me, from the four options, which will be the correct option? That is hydrogen. So, I have tick mark. So, it's very, very important for the diagrams also. Next question. It says that metal, see, they have shown you this diagram over here, or you can say the graph. See, metal, dilute HCl, gives you metal salt and gas. We have learned this also, that when metal reacts with, that is dilute hydrochloric acid, metal salt and gas is formed. So we know which is gas is formed. According to this, we know this will be a hydrogen gas. Okay. So now after this, what will happen? For this type of question to solve, we need the reactivity series chart. Why? Because they have asked which of the following two combinations are correct. They have given metal and gas evolved, but we will not come to know accordingly. That is, without reactivity series, we will not be able to solve this question. So they have given you the metals and they have shown that gas evolved are there in these metals. So how we will come to know that the gas will be evolved? So we will take the help of the reactivity series chart, which I've shown you on the screen, which I've taught you in the last videos also, with the help of mnemonics, which is written over here. So please do revise again. So this is the reactivity series written. Now, let us write first, that means copper reacting with HCl. So we will write down the equation and see whether the reaction will take place or not. So Cu plus HCl gives you no reaction. But what is the reason that no reaction is taking place? This is because hydrogen, that is according to the reactivity series, the elements which are above hydrogen are most reactive and the elements which are below hydrogen are the least reactive. So, where is this copper? Copper is below hydrogen. So, that means over here. So, that means if it is below hydrogen, so that means it is less reactive. So, that is why it will not displace and hence no reaction will take place. Let us see for, okay, and over here, just see children over here. They have written copper and gas will be evolved. No, according to my information, there is no reaction taking place. So whatever they have given, it is absolutely wrong. Then I will put a small cross over there. Next, iron reacting with HCl. Let us check. Where is iron? Iron is above hydrogen. Oh, that is most reactive. So let me see for the reaction. Fe plus HCl gives you FeCl2 plus hydrogen. According to me, my information is this, but what is given in the table? Let me check. Yes, iron, and yes, they have written in the gas evolved. Okay, I will put a small tick mark according to my information, and the information absolutely correct. Now, the third one is magnesium. Magnesium plus HCl gives you MgCl2 plus hydrogen. Yes, but where is magnesium? Magnesium is above hydrogen, so it is most reactive. And according to me, my information is also correct like this. But what they have given according to their information, magnesium, and they are saying no gas is evolved. No, no, this is absolutely wrong. So I put a little cross over there. Last is zinc. Zinc plus HCl gives you zinc chloride plus H2. Where is zinc? Zinc is above hydrogen according to the reactivity series chart. So it is most reactive. So according to my information, hydrogen gas will be evolved. But according to their information, let me check. They are also saying that the gas will be evolved. Okay, I will put a tick mark. Now, according to my information, I have given my information. According to their information, only the second and the fourth options are correct. So if the second and the fourth options are correct in this table, so which option I will choose among A, B, C, D? So I will check, and the option is coming out to be correct is as D. So I will tick mark at my D option, which is most appropriate. Now you're seeing, children, so much of work I have to do and take out the correct option, which is most appropriate. So work has to be done no matter it is subjective or objective. Okay, next question.
Dear students, this is for your information that registrations are open for chemistry coaching second batch for CBSE and ICSE class 9 and 10. Registration link is in the description box below, or you can scan the QR code from your phone or DM us at this number. And now let us continue.
Okay, now next question. Which of the following correctly represents a balanced chemical equation? Now children, 4 options are given. But seeing the 4 options, I will not start solving each equation single. No. What I will do? I will only and only write the skeletal equation on the top. Skeletal equation means what? It means unbalanced equation. So I've written Fe plus H2O gives you Fe3O4 plus hydrogen. After that, my next step will be I will write down on the left and the right hand side the total number of atoms. That how many are there. So according to me, on the left hand side, iron is 1, hydrogen is 2, oxygen is 1. On the right hand side, iron is 3, hydrogen is 2, oxygen is 4. Now, how to go further? Now, according to this, I see that iron is disbalanced, hydrogen is balanced, oxygen is disbalanced. So, to balance the iron, first I will think, to balance the iron, what should I do over here to make it 3? As it is 3 there on the right hand side. What I will do? I will write 3 in front of Fe. So, let me check. Fe3, Fe3, H2, H2, O1, O4. Okay. After balancing iron, I have checked again, and after checking, I see iron and hydrogens are balanced, but oxygen is not balanced. So that means oxygen is having 4 over here, but on the left hand side, oxygen is having 1. What should I do to make this oxygen 4? I will think hit and trial method. I will put 4 over here for the time being to check the balancing of the oxygen also. So let me check again. 3 iron, 3 iron. 4 2s are 8 hydrogen, 2 hydrogen. No, it is not balanced. Hydrogen is not balanced. 4 oxygen, 4 oxygen. Okay. Because I was balancing the oxygen, but after balancing the oxygen, I disbalanced hydrogen. Oh my God, what should I do now? Okay, 4 twos are 8 hydrogen and here it is 2. What should I do to make this hydrogen 8? Let me think, let me think. I will put 4 in front of hydrogen and then it has become 8. Now let me check finally the balanced equation whether I have done correctly or not. 3 iron, 3 iron, 4 twos are 8 hydrogen, 4 twos are 8 hydrogen, 4 oxygen, 4 oxygen. Oh yes, I have balanced the equation very well. But doing step by step. That means hit and trial method with the rules in my mind. Then I was able to solve this balancing of the equation. Now my next step is to see the correct option among the 4. So I found that B option is the correct appropriate answer for this question, which is balancing the chemical equation. So children, are you seeing it that you cannot tick mark anything without solving? So that means you have to solve whether it is subjective question or it is objective question, but the criteria remains the same. No matter you have to tick mark among the 4, but the solving process will remain always and always there. You will not forget this, children. Without solving, you cannot reach your answer. You cannot reach your destination. So please keep it in mind always. Next question. The graph given below depicts a neutralization reaction. Okay. Acid plus alkali gives you salt plus water. The pH of the solution changes as we add excess of acid to an alkali. Okay. Now they have given you a graph and A, B, C, D points with 14, 7, 0 pH and we are adding acid, that is volume of acid added. Now they are asking which letter denotes the area of the graph where both acid and salt are present. A, B, C, D options are given. Okay. Now my first point will be, that means it is based on pH. So I know the pH scale. What do you mean by pH scale? That means 0 to 14. The numbers are coming in my mind, 0 to 14. And what does 7 indicate? Neutral. And what does 14 indicate? Basic. And what does 0 indicate? Acidic. Acid. So acid, neutral, basic. The pH numbers, I know it very well because I know the pH scale very well. Okay. I have written in my rough about this pH scale and the pH values also. Okay. According to this question, I have also come to know neutralization reaction. That also I know. Acid plus alkali gives you salt plus water. Okay. This is also information in the question. Now, seeing the graph, they are saying what is the demand in the question. They are saying first information is given and then they are saying the pH of the solution changes as we add excess of acid to an alkali. Okay, if I see the graph very, very carefully, I come to know that this 14 is the pH over here. And according to my knowledge, prior knowledge, I know that this 14 is basic, that is alkali. And that means seeing the graph, I have come to know this also, that this A and B point will come as an alkali only because this is approximate 14 coming out B also. It is very near to 14. So that means above 7, that means they are all basic alkali. So that means A, B points are said to be alkali. Okay, fine. I've come to know. Okay, this 7 point, that is the 7 pH, that is the C point is somehow very closer to this pH 7. That means it has come out to be neutral. Okay. D point, this is somehow very close to 0 or that means it is below 7. So that means it is somehow acidic. Now these 3-4 points I have understood very well about basic, neutral and acid. I have understood very well. I have studied the graph very, very carefully. Now they are saying that I am adding excess of acid to an alkali. Okay. Now they are adding acid beta over here. Acid they are adding in the alkali. Okay, I have added acid. Now, after adding acid, I have observed that when I add acid, the graph is going down. That means first it will reach towards pH 7. That means it will reach towards neutral. That means it will come towards this point C. A and B both were alkali in the beginning because they were 14 or closer to 14 pH value. On adding acid, their graph is going down and reaching towards neutral point, which is C with the pH 7. It is shown in the graph, only we are studying. Okay, after that they are saying, so that means when we added acid, so AB point was basic and the salt was also evolved over there. So basic plus salt. Okay, let me write it. This information I have got. Okay, and pH, of course, I have come to know this was neutral because we have studied also about the pH scale, and I know according to my prior knowledge that this is neutral 7. Okay, now still the acid is keeping over there. That means we are adding acid, we are doing this job. So that means when we are adding acid and the graph is going down, so that means it is acidic. That means this is acidic, acid plus salt. So that means when the graph is coming down, it is converting into basic, neutral, and then acid. Now, what is the question? I have understood the graph very, very well. Now, my question is, the demand of the question is, which letter denotes the area of the graph where both acid and salt are present? So they are saying, according to this, out of 4 points, which is the point exact where both acid and salt are present? Okay, I've studied in detail. So that means this is the D1 point where acid and salt are present. On adding acid, starting from the basic, going towards neutral, and then going towards acid and salt. So the best correct appropriate option will be D, which I have ticked mark. So you're seeing, children, again I'm saying on and on that you cannot tick mark directly. You need to solve the question first very carefully, study the graph very carefully, whatever prior knowledge you are having, write it down, collaborate the two, and then come to the final conclusion and then go for the best appropriate option. This is the way to solve the objective questions. Next question. Next question says, in the reaction of iron with copper sulfate solution, and the reaction is given copper sulfate plus iron gives you copper plus FeSO4. Which option in the given table correctly represents the substance oxidized, okay, and the reducing agent? Okay. Now, in this question, they are saying they have provided you a table. And the options are A, B, C, D, and substance oxidized they have shown, and the reducing agent also they have shown. And they have given you the reaction. So the reaction seems to be that is displacement reaction, which we have studied so many times. Yes, it is a displacement reaction. Okay, now let us solve. Now, when you see this reaction, children, you see that copper sulfate, when reacts with iron, copper and iron sulfate is formed. Now, when copper sulfate is converting into copper, are you seeing that oxygen is lost? So what is oxidation and reduction? You should know it very, very carefully, and you should know this about oxidation, reduction, reducing agent, oxidizing agent, which we have done previously also. Now, over here, when we see that copper sulfate is converting into copper, that means oxygen lost. And when oxygen is lost, we say reduction. So it is reduced. So I've written over here. Now, when iron is getting converted into iron sulfate, that is FeSO4, we are seeing that the oxygen is added up. And when we add oxygen, it is oxidation, and that is why I have written oxidized. This is the first step I have done, and I've succeeded in my first step. In the last video also, I told you that when you write oxidation, reduction, you know the meaning of these two, and how to coop up, how to memorize oxidizing and reducing agent. I told you a trick in my previous videos also, that oxidation, you see that it starts with O alphabet. So never ever be carried on with next, that is O alphabet. I mean to say that oxidation will be reducing agent and not oxidizing agent. Always remember, O will never be followed by O, next word O. So oxidation is a reducing agent, reduction is an oxidizing agent. If you know these tricks, you can solve this question in fraction of seconds. Now you see, oxidation, where the oxidation is taking place, that means iron is getting oxidized, so it is oxidation. And they have asked substance oxidized. I have come to know iron is the one which is a substance oxidized, that is oxidation. Done. My first point done. Okay. And they are also saying reducing agent. So which is the reducing agent? So that means when I come to know that the trick, according to the trick, I have come to know that oxidation is only reducing agent. So that means when both are same, so that means iron is the one substance oxidized, as well as iron is the only one which is the reducing agent as well. So my first option A is correct. And how to discard the options, that also I will tell you a trick. See bete, first of all, you will come to know that iron should be substance or oxidized. Yes. So what I will do first, ki bhai, this will also not be there. This will also not be there. So these options are cut. We will not even see these two options. So only the two options are left, that is A and B. And now according to my trick, I have come to know that oxidation is reducing agent and reduction is oxidizing agent. So nothing is there. Nothing to worry. I have come to know the option A is correct. So I will choose the option A, that iron is the one which is both oxidation as well as reducing agent. Finished? Okay, let's proceed to the next question. The chemical reaction between copper and oxygen can be categorized as displacement reaction, decomposition reaction, combination reaction, double displacement reaction. Okay. Now, to solve this question, let me write my equation with my prior knowledge, which I have done it. So, copper and oxygen, so Cu plus O2 gives you CuO. I was aware about it, so I wrote it. Okay, after this, I was also aware about even the colors, so I will write the colors even. No matter they have not asked, but I know the colors, I will write it. Copper brown and copper oxide black, I have balanced it also. But they have not asked about the balancing, so no need to balance also, it will work. Or if you want to balance, so do it all, complete answer. Okay, after this, they have asked about the chemical reaction, that means the name of the reaction. Now, after you have written the reaction, it will strike your mind that it is that the reactants are two and the product is single. So what did I do it? What did I learn it before? With my prior knowledge, I have come to know that when the two reactants react, a single product is formed. Oh, that was a combination reaction. I know it. So out of four options, which is the correct appropriate option? C, combination reaction. So I will choose the C option, which is done. Okay, let us go to the next question. Okay, which of the following options correctly represents the parent acid and base of calcium carbonate? Okay, they are asking about the correct, parent acid and base. Lekin which one? That means calcium carbonate. They are asking of calcium carbonate. Now it should strike in my mind that if the product is calcium carbonate, so something must be of the reactant also, where the carbonate thing should be there. Yes or no? So this is the first thing it should strike in your mind. So I will see the parent acid and parent base. So parent acid should be related with carbonate something. So I will see, okay, my thinking says that something, this should be there. This one. that is hydrogen carbonate and calcium hydroxide. If we react these two, I will get the calcium carbonate along with water. Water is also there, no matter they have not mentioned in the question. But if you have the prior knowledge, you have done these reactions, you will come to know that water is also formed in the product side. So I will try to write down the equation first and try to solve it, whether I'm coming out to be the correct, answer with that or not. So I will write down hydrogen carbonate or carbonic acid plus slake lime or calcium hydroxide gives you calcium carbonate and water. So carbonic acid is what? Acid, parent acid, and calcium hydroxide is what? That is a base. So it is a base. So the parent acid and parent base option will be B1, that is hydrogen carbonate and calcium hydroxide. But it should strike in your mind in the beginning only that if the product is calcium carbonate, so something in the reactant should be related with carbonate. So out of 4, so this was a striking, agent should be there in your mind. Oh, this can be. And then you emphasize that how it can be. You did the equation, done, satisfied, and then you will choose the correct option B. Okay, next question. How will you protect yourself from the heat generated while diluting a concentrated acid? Okay, this is very important that while working in the labs with the, playing with the acids, you should be very, very careful. So that means you will take a beaker, you will add water and then drop by drop with the help of stirrer. That means you will do the constant stirring, with the stirrer, and it should also touch the wall of the test tube or a beaker, and then the acid should be there in water, so that there is no accident while doing the experiments, while playing with the acid. So you need to be very, very careful. So what I will do, I will add slowly and slowly acid to water with constant stirring. This I was having a prior knowledge. So according to my prior knowledge, now I will choose the best option out of 4. That means by adding acid to water with constant stirring. So A is the best option among the 4. So I have chosen it accordingly. Okay, last question. Why is it important to balance a skeletal chemical equation? I told you in the last question, skeleton means unbalanced equation, which I told you. Now they are saying, why is it important to balance a skeletal chemical equation? Okay, in class 9 also you have studied about the law of conservation of mass. And what does it say? That the mass of the reactant should always equal to the mass of the product. This should be there always according to the law of conservation of mass. Now there's an elaboration in class 10 and they are saying, why is it important to balance a skeletal chemical equation? Of course, to verify the law of conservation of mass. So I will choose the correct option among the 4. That is C is the correct option. So today we have done 10 questions from your sample CBSE question paper today. So children, please keep on practicing. It's very important. Again, I'm saying, please do not ignore your NCERT book, which is really very important for your upcoming exams. Always remember this, children. So with this, I wind up the session for today. So all the best. Have a nice day. God bless, children. Bye-bye.